Welcome to this train simulator video today, and we are driving the class 156 on the West Coast Main Line over Shap route with a added bonus of the, the Windermere extension by N.E. Hudson. So today we're going to be doing a return journey between here at Oxenholme Lake District and Windermere. So we'll be calling at the following. We'll be calling at Kendal, Burnside, Staveley and then to Windermere before returning back, calling at all stations to Oxenholme. The journey time should be about an hour. I don't know why that's not working. Might be because I've not put the trains forward yet. There we are. Train is in forward, isn't it? I think we've got a Voyager and a Pendolino coming into the platform now. The doors are open. So this journey will take about an hour. It'll be about half an hour to Windermere and half an hour back. And I picked this journey especially because it's a nice shortish route and it gets to show off the new 156 that I have brought myself. So I'm going to set up the train now. As you can see, I've got the driver's reminder appliance on. We're not departing till 12:05, so we've got a couple of minutes for this Pendolino and the Voyager to allow changing of trains. Don't need the instrument light on. What do we need on? We need the destination display light. We need the tail light switch off and the headlight switch on. Today. Mark light switch on. Compressor speed up on. There we are. Through the cab we've got the lovely brake gauge here. Then we've got a lovely two-tone horn. Windscreen wipers. The AWS reset, the reverser, which should be in the forward position. In the forward position now, let me just check that. Yep. Then we have the throttle lever here, got a sander, the NRM radio test sequence. We also have here the engine start and engine stop, which we don't need. Pendolino is pulling away, so must the Voyager. And we have the guard signal here. So that's the train. So the throttle goes up to 700%. I'll talk a bit about the driving the train as we go ahead. I'm going to put the heater on and can't put the cab lights on. Cab heater on low, just so it's nice. Also the blinds work on the train, and we also have these, which are lovely windows. I'm going to talk a bit about the 156 on our journey as well as the route. And I'll tell you why to download the DLC off Steam as well, off of Steam Workshop. The outside of the 156, by the way, we're driving a Northern 156. There we go, we're about to depart. Speed limit leaving here is 10 miles per hour. Oh, that's good. I've got the driver's reminder appliance on. Well, the engine started. can't remember what I'm not doing here. Don't know what was up with that then. Here we go. So we are probably running slightly late now for our first station at Kendal. So the speed departing is 10 miles per hour. We are slightly over that. And then as soon as we pass this signal here, the speed will change to 50 miles per hour. Just sounding the horn as there are some workmen here. Just so they are, make sure they are out by the train. Now I know it's clear, I'm going to speed the train up to 50 miles per hour, although shortly we will be coming into Kendal, which is our first station stop on the circuit. Passing over a bridge here. Speed limit's going to increase here to 60 miles per hour, and you will hear the AWS alarm go off very frequently on this route because it's single track. Just have to keep resetting. The speed limit as we come back into Kendal returns to 50 miles per hour. Running the route, it's been actually running at 60 frames per second, which I've been very surprised at. Whether it'll keep that up today, I don't know. That was last night. That's a large bump, that probably would have really failed us. We are now approaching Kendal, so I'm going to add the brakes on slightly here to get us down to about 30 miles per hour. Put us into a step 1 brake here. As we approach Kendal. Oh, seem to be having a bit of lag again there. Don't know why that is, maybe that's because I've got the recorder on as well. Just going to take us off the brake for a second. Apply the brakes again. You can see the speed change just the other side of the bridge is the platform. I'm going to try and stay as close to the building as I can, making sure that both parts of the two coaches are on the platform. If I stop somewhere near this hut, it'll be perfect. Put the driver's reminder appliance on, and I'm just going to check that we're on the platform. We're on the platform very well, apart from the train doesn't want to open the back doors. Maybe I should have pulled up a bit more. There's a bit of a problem now. I might edit that on World Editor to make sure that the train will continue down the platform. Right, we're getting ready to depart. I'll wait for the guard signal. There we are. And I will now turn off the driver's reminder appliance. I'm going to reduce the brake slightly to about 20. Then I'm going to rev up the engine. That's because we've got a slight hill start here. So the speed limit departing Kendal is 50 miles per hour. As we go to our next station on the Burnside, the Class 156 has a maximum speed, as it says there, of 75 miles per hour. And these are known as the Super Sprinters. They were created the Sprint fleet until, of course, the 158s and 159s came along, which, of course, are the Express Sprinters. Of course, they are the Express services. These were used on the principal routes until the 158s, when these became more redundant and then towards the secondary routes. Were built by Metro Camel in Washwood Heath in Birmingham between 1987 and 1989. Majority of the route to Windermere. That's that flag again. The majority of the route to Windermere is actually uphill. Of course, Windermere being the largest lake in the Lake District, and this is known as the Lakes Line as we are crossing the Lake District from Oxenholme, which is known as Oxenholme Lake District Station. Just going to reduce the engine power slightly as we approach 50 miles per hour. Notice I didn't set the destination display. That's because I don't have Windermere as a destination display or Oxenholme Lake District. Therefore, I thought it wouldn't really be very realistic. Right, well, let's start applying the brakes now as we're approaching Burnside. We have a lovely semaphore signal here. And I'm going to sound the horn in a second as we've got a level crossing. Once I get up to this semaphore signal. See the platform here at Burnside. Pull up again towards the end of the platform here. Try and aim for that S car stop, the standard car stop. And open the doors. This is Burnside. Right, we're getting ready to depart. Put the train engine on. And being careful here as the speed limit is shortly 5 miles per hour. And you do need to whistle on departure from Burnside. Let's take the brake off there. Whistle, sound the horn on departure as there is a level crossing shortly on departure. going to get the train actually up to 10 miles per hour, and then I'm going to apply the brake. Slightly floating house. Oh, we've got cars stopping for us. I hope. Not you're going to get hit by a train. That sound should stop in a second. There we are. Now the speed has increased to 60 miles per hour. So that is what I'm going to aim to do for our next section down to Addon. The route that we are taking has recently been transferred to Northern Rail. It was previously operated by Trans-Pennine Express on the Class 185 multiple unit, which Northern did operate the Class 185 multiple units on the line once they took over. However, they have since gone to the Class 156s and Class 153s, which are the single car multiple units, and normally these are coupled together. However, for this scenario, I've decided to go just for a 2-car 156 instead of having the 1-car 153 as well as 2-car 156, just to make it a bit more simple for the scenario. However, I will be introducing the Class 153 in later videos, as well as many other trains on the network. I'm currently increasing the speed now to 60 miles per hour. We'll shortly be coming to our next station stop, and the speed limit does decrease here to 40 miles per hour, although we are well below that anyway, slightly below that. It's going to be more of an issue when we're coming downhill. This is our next station stop. Go. Shortly we do have a level crossing first. We've got a speed increase to 60 miles per hour, that is correct. Stably. So I'm just going to add some slight braking on now to get us to about 30 miles per hour. Using brakes at about 20%. It is a stepped brake on the train. Yep, this is stably. Speed decreases here to 50 miles per hour anyway. So that will be our departure speed from Staveley. I think the platform is missing a slight texture here. There seems to be a slight gap. Might just need to add a bit of engine power here. So as you can see, I'm pretty much letting the train glide into the platform. Because it's uphill, there is hardly a need to apply the brakes. This is Staveley. So the speed departing Staveley is 50 miles per hour, and then it will increase shortly to 60 miles per hour. And we're going uphill now to Windermere until the last section where we have a nice downhill into the platform. What about that? Once we get to Windermere, we're going to have 5 minutes to change cab for our departure at 12:35 back to Oxenholme Lake District Station, where the train will be on time to meet another Virgin service down to London and a Trans-Pennine Express service to Glasgow. Rather nice speed here. Like a slight lag there. You do have to remember I'm running this off a laptop, not a very bulky computer. This is basically my university laptop. So I'm very surprised how well this is doing. Will shortly be descending into Windermere. It's a route, by the way, that I've only ever taken once, unusually. So it's a route I'm not very well travelled on. Start that down now, I think, into Windermere. My speed is decreasing slightly. We're about 40 miles per hour, so I am going to increase the throttle again. This, by the way, is kind of a freeware route. It is an extension to the West Coast Main Line over Shap. The line is included in the DLC by Dovetail. However, none of the scenery around the line is included, so N.E. Hudson has kindly produced a download available of the route, which adds a bit more realism and adds the scenery. I can't comment on how well it's been done, as like I say, I've only travelled on the route once. However, I do think Windermere is modelled rather well, from what I can remember. Windermere, so we have passed under this bridge. I'm going to put some slight braking on now, which I don't need to because we're only going at a speed of 30 miles per hour anyway. However, on arrival into Windermere, the speed does drop rather rapidly from 60 to 15 miles per hour. Not like we've gone at that speed anyway. We are running slightly behind schedule as well, which doesn't help. Got 20% brake on at the moment, just to keep the speed around 30 miles per hour. As soon as I see a slight car park for a supermarket, that is when I need to apply the brakes slightly more. Apply the brakes again because we are now approaching Windermere station. So I'm going to drop the speed to about 20 miles per hour, and then just before the speed sign, drop the speed again to 15. Now going to apply the brakes. As we approach as we stop at Windermere. Now going to turn the engine off, put the driver's reminder on. Going to turn the tail lights on for this unit, and I'm going to turn all the marker lights off and the compressor. Turn the instrument lights off as well. So now I'm going to switch cabs. So here we are in the other cab of the 156, and I need to reset up the train. So I'm going to turn the tail lights off and I'm going to add the headlights on. Just added the marker light on and the compressor. Destination display should also be on, and the instrument lights off. Going to start the engine now. The doors should be open, and I better restart the test sequence.
Message received, loud and clear, over.
Thanks for that.
So we have got the engine on now. We'll just wait for our departure. This time I'm going to drive with the window open. So For this part of the journey, we will be stopping at Staveley, Burnside, Kendal, and then Oxenholme Lake District. We're going to check the lights are on properly on the outside, which they are. And check the back, which is also correct. Probably shouldn't play with the windows. Hello? I wonder what that button does. Ooh, I've not found this. This is the clipboard light. I've not found this yet on the train. Oh, there we are. That's our departure. I'm going to take the driver's reminder off. I'm going to reduce. I'm going to sound the engine, and then we're going to pull out of Windermere, remembering that the speed is 15 miles per hour. There we are, that was quite a quick turnaround. Used to that lovely sound of trains pulling on sharp ends. Once I've crossed this bridge, I'm going to increase the speed of the train to 60 miles per hour. Give you some more information about the class 156 and the line that we are on. So, the class 156, the vehicle length is of course 75 feet rather and 6 inches, which is 23.03 meters. Has a maximum speed, as I said, of 75 miles per hour, which of course is 121 miles per hour, and as I mentioned earlier, the train would be coupled, for instance, on this line with a 153, and of course the 156 can couple with many types of multiple unit, including the class 152 Pacers, as well as the 154 Pacers, the 150, the 158, and the 170s, among others. I'm not going to list them all because there are loads of the train. Don't know where that came from. The line in Windermere, as I said earlier, is the largest lake in the Lake District. It's not the deepest lake, that's found next to Scalpel Pike, which is of course the highest mountain in England. Scalpel is. Oh, the train simulator is running rather smoothly now, wouldn't it? It's quite a popular holiday resort, and that's why I've timed the scenario so that the trains arrive and depart at a similar time. I'm going to start decreasing the throttle as we will be going again downhill. The line from here is mainly downhill back to Oxenholme. Going to add some slight braking because shortly we will be coming into our first station of Staveley. Haven't been on a 156 in a while. The last time I went on a 156 was to Dumfries in Scotland. Most likely. Adding the brakes now. Just to decrease below 40 miles per hour. For our arrival into Staveley. Have the clip lower light on or off. Whether I keep doing this, it'll fuse. I probably should watch where I'm driving. the wipe switch, by the way, over there. And the brake again. Fleet helpline is at ov.co.uk/support. Basically, check the train's working before you drive it. But the guard sounds like, by the way. Probably shouldn't use that while I'm driving. I don't think that does anything. Knowing me, I'm going to overshoot stabling. I'm not careful. She's actually after this bridge, isn't it? This is the bridge that always seems to be missing when I run the route in a practice, or when I was testing the scenario. It seemed to be missing for some reason. Also flashing back. We've basically been driving the train in idle for the last few minutes. And we need to decrease rather quickly instably because it's coming up rather fast. You will use step 3 braking on the return journey. A reminder that the speed is 50 miles per hour. Ooh, we have a green signal. Pull up to the end of the platform, and I'm going to show you something special about this 156. I think we've slightly overshot. The window on the cab is open and it's reflected on the external model. Delay. Right, driver's reclines off. Speed limit is 50 miles per hour until I've crossed the bridge and gone to where about that tree is there, when I will increase the speed to 60 miles, maybe not that tree, that's rather close, a bit further, where the train speed will increase to 60 miles per hour, but by the time I've passed it, it'll reach 60 anyway. And the lovely British countryside, or English countryside in the north, Cumbrian. Got a level crossing coming up, so I will have to sound the horn in a second. As we go to our next station, which is Burnside. There's no whistle board, so there probably should be. You should always sound the horn as you approach level crossing. Forgot the speed drops to 40. Just the emergency brake flips. The speed's at 40, isn't it? Forgot there's a speed drop to 40 there. That was interesting. However, I weren't going that much over, so I've probably only set slightly. That's because I'm talking away. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Well below 40 now. Slightly. We are going to slightly creep up, I can tell here. So I'm going to add a bit of brake in. Just until we get past the 60 post. We're shortly arriving into Burnside anyway. Before Burnside, it is important to remember that the speed drops. The speed will drop firstly to 50 miles per hour and then to 5 miles per hour. I'm going to increase the train throttle as it has gone up to 60. are going to reach. Speed, by the way, is 50 miles per hour. Really annoying alarm. We are slightly speeding, that's because we're going downhill. However, I don't think it really matters. Shouldn't probably be saying that. Oh look, a football field. I've not missed the 50 sign, but there's no point increasing the speed until, actually I am going to put the engine up a bit just to allow our nice stop here at Burnside. Right, it's time for our departure. Speed is of course 50 miles per hour. So I'd better not be going over that. Probably should have sounded the horn there. People would have known there was a train because there was no one crossing. Recognises the semaphore signal. Just in case there is anyone at the level crossing. We're approaching 50 miles per hour now. Nice. As we approach our next station of Kendal shortly. Must be shortly coming up because we're starting to reach factories again. Farmhouses. We're on our 50 miles per hour speed. Just gotta watch it as we go downhill here, so I might have to add some slight braking. That needle is going over. And I'm going to add a bit more braking as we pull into Kendal station. Which is not bad. Is it? No. The factories though. But we are approaching Kendal station now. Just after this bridge, so I better decrease the speed. 30 miles an hour seems at a lovely speed to be going at. A reminder just to say that the speed limit is 50 miles per hour. I'm going to try and pull up near this building. This shed thing even. Not shed. Rather than the electrical unit. And now we depart on the last leg of our journey to Oxenholme. Remembering the speed limit will increase shortly to 60 miles per hour. Next section is uphill. And on approach into Oxenholme, the speed drops to 15 miles per hour. Like I said, we're going uphill now as we move towards Oxenholme. Reset. I'm going to turn off the engine now, just to glide as we approach the station. Cows in the field there. Light arrival. And a morph board warning us of the sudden speed change about to approach. So I'm sure the AWS is about to go off. Hopefully for the final time on this journey. Speed limit's 10 miles an hour. Forgot about that, not 15. So let the train gradually slow down itself first. Apply the brake slightly to get reached. Oh no, it's still 15 miles per hour. Rather suddenly then. Increase the engine slightly just to reach 10 miles per hour. As we approach platform 3 at Oxenholme. The standard car stop is just underneath the cover here at Oxenholme station. to turn on the driver's reminder appliance, and I'm going to turn the engine off. So that marks the end of this video here today at Oxenholme. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you leave me a like down below and a comment. I'll be with you with another train video next week, so make sure you look out for that. Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't already, and click that bell notification button. And hopefully I will see you next week with a new video. Make sure you check out last week's video at the end. So goodbye, and I'll see you again soon.